The Democratic Party, as we know it, is on its last legs. They've been discredited. They're losing whites, blacks, and Hispanics by the boatload, mostly because of their clear insanity and incompetence. Americans have gotten an up-close and personal look at the Democrats in complete control of government. And it's a truly revolting scene. How revolting? Let's ask South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, who joins us now. All right, we've seen it. Year one, they control everything in Washington, Senator. Have you ever seen anything this bad?
No, it's a complete disaster on multiple fronts, and I say that with no joy in my heart. But I told you so about Joe Biden. He's been wrong about everything on foreign policy for 40 years, but your opening was great. Let's just look at the border. We had the lowest illegal crossings into the country at the end of President Trump's term in the last 40 years. Now we have record levels of illegal crossings because Biden changed Trump policy. Look at Afghanistan. If he had done nothing in Afghanistan, kept it just like Trump had it, it wouldn't be the disaster it is today. So here's the sum total. The American people are suffering. Our money is being eroded by record inflation. We're less safe, we're less prosperous. Crime is rampant across the country. Inflation is roaring, and radical Islam is on the rise, and it's due to Pelosi, Schumer, Biden, and Harris. That's the worst governing coalition in my lifetime.
So you work in Washington. You hear what the Democrats say when you're walking down the halls. What are their plans? Are they going to talk about racism for 2022, January 6th, the whole year? What are they actually going to do this year to help people?
Apparently sing songs. The problem is they can't change their policies because the left has Biden in a box. If he tried to go back to Trump policies on the border, AOC would go crazy, right? So we shut down the pipeline, the Keystone Pipeline.
How strong is AOC? Is she real strong?
People live in fear of a primary from her and the radical left. If you're a middle-of-the-road Democrat, your biggest fear right now is to cross these people. The Keystone Pipeline was shut down that provided oil and gas to Americans coming from Canada and from our own domestic reserves here. And we allowed Russia to build a pipeline to help their economy. This makes no sense. Crime is rampant. These far-left policies doing away with cash bail, it's all come home to roost, and there's a Biden backlash brewing. But you asked the ultimate question, are they going to change? They're incapable of changing because the left won't let them change. And when it comes to foreign policy, I don't blame the radical left. Joe Biden doesn't know what he's doing. He's trying to re-engage the Iranians, who are the largest state sponsor of terrorism on the planet, and give them more money at a time we should be, standing strong like Trump did against the Ayatollah, who's an international terrorist.
And then we're seeing a report now, one of the Boston bombers got a COVID check for $1,400. Can you take that away? Can Senator Lindsey Graham, can you garnish that?
I think the money is gone. He bought gifts with his family. Imagine being a victim of this guy. Okay, your government, you the taxpayer, the Democrats took your money to give the guy on death row who's a terrorist $1,400 so he could buy gifts for his family. And we had an amendment, Senator Cotton and Cassidy. Every Democrat voted against the idea it's bad to give convicted terrorists taxpayer money to give to their family. It comes from your wallet, from your family to his family. Now that to me is the icing on the cake of what has been the worst year for the American people since I can remember. He makes Jimmy Carter look like Ronald Reagan on foreign policy. Our enemies are emboldened and our friends are afraid.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to tell voters a year ago that at the end of Joe Biden's first year, you'd have a huge surge in COVID cases and the Boston bomber was getting a COVID relief check, I don't think there would be any single person in this country that would have voted for Joe Biden. All right, Senator Lindsey Graham.